Right. Okay, I get it. Life is so tricky.
Mm. There's something about those tables.
They do
They
turn.
always gonna turn.
All right. So Milan, how have you used this law?
Well, I think it's so funny that Rick Rose is quoting my tweets and my Instagram posts less than 12 hours after I made them. Anyways, what's so crazy about this particular law is I don't really give a fuck about it. And people say so much about me that be completely erroneous, fake. People they will always attempt to assassinate someone's character that they think is that they know in their heart or they feel threatened by, they feel competition by. They do this all the time. And for me, I've been dealing with it for so long that it's kind of like it just rolls off of. It's just like I feel like it's just like a part of just being gay. Like it's just a part of our community. Like these bitches is just gonna lie and try to assassinate your character. It don't matter who you are. A nun can get on Bigo, and some bitch is gonna come in the comments and say, "I see you getting fucked by the pastor," or just like stupid shit. Like that's just kind of like what it gives in our community.
Um, I only take heed to this when it's about somebody that I actually hold on. Give me admin because they throwing these fucking things. Yeah, I fucking so. Uh,
Go kick them.
we got
I only take heed to this particular law as far as like reputation. When it comes to somebody that I actually respect and care about their opinion of me. And one thing that didn't sit well with me in the last 24 hours, and Rick Rosa was there. Um, I was watching a live where Zay was saying, well, first DZ was saying that Zay tried to suck his dick, and you know, all these different things while he was sleeping, and then I saw Zay turn around and say DZ was, you know, pulled out his dick on the boy who stabbed Zay. And then also went into he never liked DZ a certain type of way. Um, and DZ told him all of these different things about like his sickness and this and that. And to me that really didn't sit well with me. So what I did was I got on Rick Rose's panel, and in my defense of DZ, somebody I care about, I admitted to actually seeing Zay and DZ kiss and hold hands at a theme park. But as I'm literally now this is coming from me, a person who has known DZ for 3 years. I know so much about this man. Y'all have never heard me repeat anything negative or anything um reconfirming or a lie on DZ since y'all have known me. Especially, I mean, if y'all see me do anything with anybody else, bitch, DZ's one of the people y'all can say, bitch, Milan has never lied on him or never did nothing to him. That man texts Rick Rosa in the middle of me defending him in front of 5,000 fucking people, and that's just in Rick Rosa's room because everybody had their individual lives. And said Milan was lying. And he never kissed Zay. And he never was holding hands with Zay and all this other shit. And for me, that right there was just kind of like, bitch, why the fuck would I lie on you?
So let me ask you. So do
Hold
you
on, wait.
consider him
Wait. First of all, 3 people can't tell me what the fuck I saw, bitch. It only happened it was only me, Meek, Zay, and fucking Easy who saw it. So can't nobody else tell you a fuck ass thing about what the fuck I saw with my 2 eyes. So I don't give a fuck if bitch they hold on, wait. They didn't see what I saw. and I don't lie on no bitch. And I've never lied on no bitch, especially not no motherfucking Beezy. And on top of that, I was defending him.
Mm-hmm.
So I said all that to say, you have to be careful with who you give that power to of caring about what they say at the end of the day. And that's why it's important, because it will actually affect you. Because you caring about somebody else's, what they think of you, will actually affect you. I don't give a fuck about London, bitch. London wasn't even there. London was running around with a whole nother nigga. London and Zay got into it because Zay was running around without London, and they were supposed to be there together. Bitch, you wasn't there, so you can't tell me what the fuck London said. London didn't see it, obviously. Zay and Deezy was hiding it from London, so I don't give a fuck what London said, bitch.
Thank
you. Fuck London, fuck Zay, bitch. But at the end of the day, it's just like you have to stop caring about what another bitch says, because once you give anybody that type of power over you, it can affect you. You can be depressed, you can be sad, you can care, you can go out your way to run around trying to prove, otherwise. Bitch, after Beezy did that, I just paid it. Like, girl, okay.
Anybody you want to challenge him? Anybody?
Yes. No. Let me say this. So when that situation happened, the gag is what the girls don't understand is, instead of asking a question and listening to respond, you really have to listen to dissect. Mm-hmm. So when Milan said that, I believed Milan. And the reason I believed Milan is because we can try to assassinate each other's character in the midst of us being angry, but certain things are still a secret. Because when certain things unravel, that means one lie is going to have to cover the other lie, and then more things are going to unravel. So it's like certain things that when you open Pandora box, all type of shit start falling out. So I don't feel as if that when Milan said that, Milan was lying. Milan was just trying to confirm that while you guys are trying to assassinate each other, why, when this has been happening for so long? So let's not just talk about the situation where your head was next to the stomach and da-da-da. How about let's talk about when I physically saw you guys kiss, and those kisses could have been kisses that also happened at your house, or happened when you spent the night at the house when you were into it with London, or it could unravel so much more, and then so much more people be invested and want to be angry, and then things are just like become chaotic if that one situation was confirmed.
And not only that, I'm trying to come into defense of my friend with a person who is literally saying he wouldn't touch you. Like you told him you had this disease and this disease, and he would never touch you, and you drunk, and you're this and you that. And bitch, I seen you like him. I seen you with my own two eyes kissing him. I seen you holding hands. So everything that you're saying is not true. But then, because of like what Rick Rosa said, somebody not wanting to open up Pandora box, because then if that come out, then then when they were doing this, maybe this was really happening, and so on and so forth.
But Milan, let me say this to you also. In this situation, I don't feel like it's only the Zay situation. I feel like this law definitely applied to you as well on the Gutta situation, because Gutta, no shade, however the situation occurred, in the viewer's standpoint, you look like the bully. You look like the antagonizer. To the point where
until I addressed it.
Right, until you addressed it and you ended up giving proof of like, yeah, but what about regardless of how old I am, someone saying that they're going to shoot me and they're going to spit on me. And when they see me, they're going to beat me up. You know what I'm saying? And even though those are just verbal attacks, and we might look at them and don't believe it, but those are also the people who are 17 and 16 that walks into the motherfucking school, and we don't believe that they're going to shoot up the whole motherfucking school either.
Well, see, and the difference between me and a lot of people, I I take threats very seriously. You can't tell me you're gonna beat my ass when you see me, or it's on site when you see me, and I'm not gonna be every time I see you. It's gonna be on go. You're not gonna tell me that. And then I don't care how old you are. If you're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and you got a gun, or you threaten me, or you gonna kill me, or I take those threats very seriously. So I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to do that. But what I do want to say in retrospect, it is very similar to the Gutter situation, because what Gutter tried to play the victim and tried to act like she was being attacked just because she was friends with, disassociate herself with all of the stuff that she said, not only what she did. And I just find it so funny too. Every time they post this situation, they have Gutter in drags. They have her looking as little and as feminine and as sweet as they possibly, a TikToker and shit like that. But instead of showing the type of bitch this little bitch really is, and the type of shit and the type of mouth she has, and the type of messy ass, negative ass shit that she does. But you can play. They can play those again. They can play those games with somebody else, because I just don't play those games with no bitch. One thing I will tell you, and I will tell everybody in here, it's no limit to the extent of what I will do to protect myself. There's no limit. I will literally spend the rest of my life in jail protecting myself if I have to, if it gets to that point.
But I just have one more thing to add to. So my thing to you, Milan, is you're definitely right. But this is so crazy how people can paint a narrative on someone. If you did not have those receipts and those videos were not shown about the things that she said that she would have done to you and setting you up and things of that nature, as a viewer, when have you looked at yourself also as like maybe Milan is what they're trying to paint him to be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And absolutely, because that's exactly what they do. And that's exactly what people do. Public opinion is a very powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they were trying to do. Natalie went live, and then he went live, and it just kind of had a snowball effect. But what they don't understand is what I do understand is how media works. You can go live and say what you want to say. Natalie can go live and say what they want to say. But what you're doing is you're directing all of that publicity to my page. And now when I say something, I have the final word. And so the publicity, you're basically giving me free publicity, and you're making my voice louder than yours. Because now everybody is coming to my page to see, like, why Milan do this? What's going on? And now, because I got the last word, my videos got more viewers, more likes, more comments, more eyeballs, more shares. So you dug a hole for yourself, because you think you cannot play the defamation game with me. You just can't do it, because bitch, I didn't show my ass, for God's sake, on the cover of a magazine, bitch. There's no limit to what I will say. I'm transparent about anything and everything. So, hey, big dog.
And your whole OnlyFans. Don't forget that. Okay, bottom time.
Oh my God. Yo, you and Keem. Ari, so you ready? Ari, or you want to?
No, I'm ready.
All right.
So originally, I didn't really give a fuck about this law. I just really didn't care about it until recently. I've never had nobody crazy enough to test me for me to even think about this law, to be honest.
So you period. Like, you don't give
it's a kind of a difficult law for me to take, because I'm trying to avoid talking about a person, but I guess so I can properly answer it. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so originally I didn't really give a fuck about this law. I mean, for the simple fact of, I don't think anybody, I mean, I'm sure it was probably a crazy enough bitch to try me, but they just said blankly do it in my face. So I really didn't never give a fuck about what somebody would say behind my back. I mean, I just didn't care. And I always had my way in life. So it really didn't, law didn't apply to me until recently when Herpy 9 decided to try to sabotage
Wait,
the
who
image that Herpy 9,
is that? K9?
gay bitch Herpy 9.
Oh,
I think that's his bigger
Yeah.
brother. That's his bigger brother. Go ahead.
okay.
No, it's Keith Cooley. It's Keith Cooley, fake K9. Well, it's not, his name is not K9 because he's a puppy, but yeah, that person. So I didn't never have to, I always had a certain image that's what people just thought. Like people always know she's always to herself, but she's crazy or she can be crazy. Versus when this all started with her, she tried to make me out to be this abusive person. And I'm sure as y'all saw it played out, y'all saw I didn't really give a fuck about what she tried to make me look like. If she said I beat her, yeah, I beat her. Okay. Well, that's strange because you're still running your fucking mouth on social media. So I kind of beated you a little too much because you would know to shut the fuck up talking to me. So I used certain things that he said against him, and he didn't realize that I was using them against him. And that's when I started basically trying to protect my image. But it was like one of those situations where goes back to what Marlon said. At the end of the day, no matter, I've went through so much trying to prove that, yeah, I can be this person, but reality is I'm still this person. You have a group of people who still gonna hate me and see the person that K9 have created. Then you're gonna have a group of person. Then you're gonna have the group of people that see it my way now because they heard his story. So now everybody want to hear, now that Ari is out of jail, let's hear her side of the story. I'm going to have the last say so because I'm going to always come with my receipts. However, some people are not going to pay attention to those receipts because they just don't want to like Ari. They still want to have an issue with the Ari. I can't control that. For those who do see the truth and see through his lies, I appreciate them. But honestly, if they didn't, I still wouldn't give a fuck.
All right, sister, let me challenge you.
And we twins are, because that's exactly how I be feeling. Like it's like a bitch they're gonna like you. They're gonna like you or they're not gonna like you. It don't matter how much you say or what you say. If a bitch already in their head just don't want to like you, they're gonna believe anything negative about you, and whatever they hear, they're gonna want to attack you or use it to attack you. There's nothing you can do about that. And that's why, like you said, this particular law is a hard one for me. Because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck what you hoes think.
Yeah, because I literally spent just now every day for 3 weeks. I've tried to spend it, recreate an image, and I still see that some people get in the comments and still have negative stuff to say. So I realized I can't control the situation now. So at this point, it is what it is. You're gonna have those people who.
So you're embracing it then, Ari? I
have no choice but to embrace it now.
Let me say this. This is why I want to challenge her, Sally. You're in the same mindset as me. I feel as if that when this law occurred to her, it worked in her favor because she embraced it. Because when he started going live talking about, oh, she's a crazy bitch and things of that nature, she validated what he was saying. She was like, oh, I'm a crazy bitch. Let me apply this law and really show you guys what crazy. Hold on. Let me show you what crazy is. So that's when she got in the car and was like, come downstairs. I told you this bitch was a punk, testing him of what he had to say. Oh, let me show you a little bit more crazier. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, y'all thought that was crazier enough? One more moment. Calm down. Boom, boom, cha, boom. So I feel as if that, she definitely tested this.
Don't forget the moment where I cut off the ankle monitor.
Okay. Yeah. This is where I felt like she tested the law to show y'all, okay, everything they're saying, if it's true, let me add a little bit more spice to it to really show you that it's true. So this law worked in her favor, and I feel as if that when everybody really sat down and everything was done, not only did this law validate who she is, but when the storm and the smoke went away, you got a chance to understand why she did what she did to become that law.
Let me ask you all a question also. I hear like, especially Milan and Ari, I hear like what y'all saying and like how y'all at this point it is what it is. But is there ever times where like y'all feel drained? Like I know the comments are gonna say whatever they want, people are gonna believe what they want. But do y'all ever get drained? Like y'all know y'all are not this person, but y'all are tired of bitches like tweeting these pictures of y'all.
Absolutely, but I only get drained when. So if you don't know me, Sally, if I've never met you and you don't know me, and you decide your personal opinion, you decide to believe what somebody tells you, and you run with that, and that's how you think I am. I don't give a fuck. I could care less. You can believe what you want to believe.
Okay.
But if I take the time out to actually get to know you, like we've met, we've hung out, I'm showing you who I really am, and you then decide to still run with a narrative or exploit a narrative because like for whatever reason, because maybe you weren't that good of a friend. A lot of times, I don't want to get on another subject, but that's when it affects me, and that's when it becomes draining, because it's like, damn, bitch, I've been showed this person nothing but love. I've never done nothing to this person. I've showed him who I really am, and this bitch is really out here saying otherwise. You know what I mean? Now that's what's draining. Whenever I put that type of energy into somebody and they turn it, or they try to Tina turn it, that's what bothers me.
Understandable.
Yeah, so I do have moments where I get drained, and I get drained for the simple fact of my life has never been so public. Like I'm normally a private person. So trying to, I think that's where it started getting draining for me, because I'm still trying to get used to my life being so public. Now everything plays out, because I've dated people, and the thing about it is I've dated people and they've done the same thing K and I have done, but it never got out like this because it was, for instance, because Rick Rosen all the time about Dre Drinks did the same exact thing that K9 did, but it was done in private. So therefore it did not bother me, and I didn't give a fuck. So it's like, I do have moments, and Sally and Rosa will tell you, like, I've had those moments this week where it got so draining to a point where I'm like, listen, like, I'm not doing, like, to a point where now people can't even mention his name to me. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. His existence don't even exist to me no more, because it's so draining. And that's why I switched the name back from Blazy back to Ari, because it's like, it's one of those situations where it's just like, I tried to go to Blazy so I can forget what he did to Ari, to a point where now, okay, bitch, it's done drained me so much, now I just have to embrace Ari. And if people want to think I'm crazy and people want to think this, my next big bang gonna be something even more crazier than last time. But right now, like, I'm just not focused on it, because it has drained me to a point where I tell my family, don't talk about it to me. It's just draining me as hell.
All right. I'm going to move on to the next law.
That was a good
I want
law.
to thank you guys for it definitely. All right. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. It's always preferable to make your opponent come to you, as they will have to abandon their plans and strategies in the process. Lure them in and then attack. This prevents you from reacting to your opponent. Instead, they have to react to you. This means playing the long game, sitting back and staying calm as others get stuck in the traps you carefully planned out for them. However, your traps are only as good as the perceived attractiveness of your bait. If your bait is sweet enough, your opponent will become blinded to reality by their emotions, allowing you to gain the upper hand. So, Demi, I'm going to ask you, have you ever used this law?
Yes and no. First, let me say, once you cross me, you lost me. And you'll never really get a reaction out of me, but I'll make sure to get a reaction out of you. I know how to play the waiting game. I have the gift of gab, so I know that certain words I can say can trigger somebody. And in the end, you're gonna want to react. If we're gonna use an example, Rosa, the day that I said on the panel that you and Lady Red wasn't doing y'all show as much because you were traveling, and the show really wasn't as good as it used to be because y'all had y'all first fallout. Look how y'all came over to speak to me, and I got the reaction out of Lady Red, and then we had a whole interview of where I talked to her, and I told her it wasn't me attacking, it was just me letting y'all know my opinion. I'm one of the viewers. I actually liked the show, but the show wasn't as good as it used to be because I literally was seeing you every other weekend, and then y'all wasn't on the panel as it was.
Oh, you want to respond back to that, Rosa? Rosa?
I mean, with me, it wasn't more of like that. I feel as if that what Demi did was she gave a review on how she felt as a viewer of the show, but she didn't put her name on it. So she was using third party context. You get what I'm saying? And then it gets to the point where it's like, well, if we know each other, girl, we're not saying your opinion is not valid, but it was like, oh, you know, the big one and then the other bigger one, you know, the one that traveled, you know, so it was like, okay, girl, if you're gonna be direct, just be completely direct, you know? And I think that's where it was like, okay, well, girl, let me come to you to see not why you feel the way you feel, but girl, you could put a name on it. You know, we know who the other big one is, but I want you to put it in a proper context. So that's what that happened. But she was definitely right. And my thing is, like you said, you may have seen something before it can even transpire or manifest. So that was definitely a good viewpoint in hindsight to see what the future may have hold. And as you were saying,
Right.
maybe what you saw was correct.
So, Rosa, let me ask you a question. Since I think when I looked at this law, I actually thought about you.
I did too. I
Because
just thought about myself too.
people come to you because of Hell's Kitchen. So let me ask you: has there been a bitch that you didn't see that was on the tease pages, and that you were like, "Come here, bitch"? You know what I'm saying? Like you were doing your big one.
All of them. Let me tell you why I love this law, right? I love this law because one, I have a patience of a dead man. I will wait and wait and wait until it's time. I don't just go off of emotions. I strategically plan what I want and then I say it out loud and put it into the universe. And then I wait until you're ready to catch it from the universe. So with this situation, I'm going to give you this. Every bitch who has a problem with me, i.e. Lady Red, i.e. Cherry, i.e. Charlie, i.e. whoever, I'm blocked. Paco, whatever. I'm blocked. But you guys are not blocked. So I still allow my room, I still allow my presence to be open. So at any moment, my job is to say what the fuck I want to say and let it be linger out into the universe. And then your job is to talk about it all week. See, I don't go after I say it one time, I don't linger it and go live to live, week to week, keeping discussing it. You get what I'm saying? So I feel as if I definitely apply this law. And it's like, I don't have to line, I don't have to do 3 versus 3s. If I have a problem with Cherry, I don't have to do any of that because I've allowed my room to be open to you. That bitch, if you want to pull up, you can pull up at any moment. And then when you do pull up and you're giving me very like you would do on your own lives, talking your shit. No, baby, you wait for one moment. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna sit there the whole time. But as you can see, when it's time for me to rebuttal or me to retaliate, you don't have the time to listen. Oh no, you're gonna listen. You're just gonna be listening from the comments. So this is why I love this law.
Do anybody on this panel want to challenge Rosa on his answer? Nope. Okay, Milan. How about you, Milan? Because you had Let's Talk About It, and you had quite a few iconic moments from Bigo where people came to your show. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you feel about this? Did you use this law in order to, like, do your big one on a bitch you didn't see?
I don't think I've ever used Let's Talk About It to exercise this power. But I definitely use this law all the time. I'm very similar to Rick Rosa, and quoting Nicki Minaj. I don't care how long it takes to get an op back. All my niggas outside, take bitch, we out back. I really don't care how long it takes to get a bitch back. I'm a Pisces. I never forget. And what is so amazing about this law is you don't even have to necessarily do anything, because what happens with the universe is just no shade. a lot of these people that try you, if you're really who you say you are, if you're really 10 toes down on your character, the universe is gonna take care of them bitches either way. Either something's gonna happen to them from somebody else who they being flogging with, or the universe is gonna bring them back to you so you can take care of your business. It just is what it is. So you can always count on just being consistently doing you and being patient and just bringing them back full force. Again, I would hate to repeat the same thing with that whole Gutta thing. I didn't go and post nothing about me and Gutta. She posted it first. And I knew she was gonna post it. I was waiting for her to post it. And while she was posting and trying to get them sympathies and get the sympathy opinion, I was collecting all of my content. So when I decide to post and when I decide to go live, it'll hit harder than what she's talking about. And that's exactly what happened. So she allowed me to use her to do my big one. So, patience is a virtue.
I want to challenge Milan. So I feel like Milan definitely uses this law, but he uses this law in reverse. And the reason I say he uses this law in reverse is because he did something where, we remember when he was getting into it with the Pachocito, the what it is, Papa Chulo, Panera Bread, whatever the situation is. And he did his big one on him. And after that, Milan sat and he waited a little bit. And then he ended up getting, after, sitting and waiting to see Papacita fall out with Rick Rosa, Milan sat there and let his family boost, pamper his ego to make him feel as if that it was some type of validation and that he's valid or that he's important on the app, when in reality he's not. So the family ended up voting him in, and then Milan allowed them to send him a request. But before Papacita can pick up the request, he's like trolling. He's now trolling Milan. Like, you need to apologize to me. I need a sincere apology. And Milan's like, oh, well, wait on it, bitch. If it's the apology that you're waiting to come back to the Milans, that request is gonna always be in your inbox, but you're not getting a call from me. So you're gonna keep walking around, going from live to live, saying, I'm waiting. And it's like, bitch, keep waiting, because I didn't vote you in. They did. So I feel like he used this long reverse.
Also, they also failed to realize, and let me see how many Milans is in here. Okay. Only one other Milan. Hey Alpha, he was never getting that fucking badge back. I don't give a fuck if them bitches, if the entire panel voted him back in, I still have to press accept. And so it was not happening for me. Okay. I will never Pacho showed me the type of person that he was. And you will never be able to bite me twice. I don't play.
A snake is a snake. A snake is.
You will never be able to. Again, this is a person who I basically created on this app. I gave him a voice. I gave him a place. Of course, he ventured out and did his own thing, and he did a great job at it. But at the same time, bitch, you could never turn on me. You will never be able to turn on me. For like, I fed you, I've clothed you, I've gave you money, you stayed at my house, I've always been nice to you. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. But bitch, you can never bite me, and then I'm gonna forgive you because you gagged. You gagged, now you're gagging, now you want to come back home, bitch. No, it don't work like that with me, baby. You on your own. So you can wait on, like you said, you can wait on that phone call, and bitch, they can send you as many requests to join the Milans as they want, but bitch, I got the final say so, and it's not happening. Sorry.
Yo, that was the most iconic read on Bigo, yo. Like every time I hear Selena Beady Beady Bum Bum, like bitch, like I just remember that read. Like that is the most iconic read ever. And then I remember when he got the haircut with the hat on. So like I was like, holy shit. So I ain't never look at him the same again. So I skip over the patio. And now I see him in the parking lot, thanks to Rosa. So, and you,
bitch, he owes me an apologize. He would have to apologize to me first, maybe not the other way around.
Hey, so Ari, Have you ever used this law?
Yeah, I've used it before. That was the day that I broke up with Herb 9. I knew he was going to go live and try to drag me once I told him to get out the house. So he actually fell for exactly what I wanted him to fall for. And I'm currently using it as well because I'm not done. So yeah, I'm currently using it because I'm making, I don't talk about him no more. I'm telling everybody like it's over, and he'll eventually believe that, and that's when I'll pop up and pop out. So I'm currently using it.
All right, Demi, have you used this? Did I ask you right there?
Yeah, I went first.
Okay, so now we move on to the next law. My bad, y'all. I'm like lost track for a second.
No, you're fine.
Yes, my bad. I'm worked, and this damn love show got me staying up real late. I got a love show, Milan.
I heard.
Yes, it's $1,000. Let me tell you, at least these guys are really working for the money, so they're doing their big one. All right, law number 25: recreate yourself. Do not accept the role that society has given you. Forge your own identity, one that commands attention. Master your image rather than letting others dictate it to you. Remake yourself into a figure of power as if molding yourself from clay. To do this, you must first be self-aware and you must learn to master your emotions. Then you must create a memorable character. From here, you can learn to play many roles to adapt to what any given situation requires of you. However, remember that overacting can be counterproductive. So, Rosa, I did hear you say that you want to go first. So, how have you used this law?
I want to go first because when it comes to like branding and things of that nature, that's my thing. I get a fuel out of that. I don't want to create or do a show or do anything if my flyer doesn't speak up for what's gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? I already put that image out there. So my thing is like people don't know what they want unless you feed it to them. So when I did Hell's Kitchen, it was supposed to be cooking up the teas, cooking up the mess. It's funny because it's two fat bitches. We're in the kitchen. A lot of times if you're in the kitchen or if you're in a hair salon, what fat bitches do is they gossip. So when it came to a situation where someone was trying to paint me to be a narrative and paint me to be this character and never taking accountability, and it's always, oh, Rosa did this and this is why I did that. Rosa did this. She thinks she's so slick. So what I did was I branded within the brand. And I don't know if people really caught that. So it was Hell's Kitchen and the flyers was always the kitchen and it was food and it was the mess and it was the drama and things of that nature. But what I did was instead of focusing on the kitchen, now I'm focusing on the hell. So
Thank you, Rico.
If you felt like I'm constantly giving you hell, I'm constantly the person that's antagonizing you. I'm the person that's the most negative person. Well, and then I got buried. How about I just stay in hell and let me give you the feeling of what hell really feels like. So I rebranded within the brand. So instead of the stoves and all that bullshit, now it's the fire. Now it's the devil. Now it's angels. Now it's purgatory. Now it's now it's everybody trying to fight to get out.
Thank you, Stink.
Where I'm willing to stay.
Yes, because bitch, and it be long like hell. Like bitch, you be
And
there for hours.
And it be hot. It be hot. And there's no clocks in hell.
Let me tell you, I finished a whole work shift and you were still going, Rosa. I was
yes, hell is eternity. Hell is eternity.
Well, that's okay.
I'm so happy that y'all got it though. Milan was like, "Yeah, bitch, it feels like hell. It doesn't stop."
Non-stop. Oh my god. Yo, so anybody want to challenge Rosa on how he recreated himself? Like, anybody want to challenge him on this panel? Yeah. All right, Demi. How have you recreated yourself?
Forgive me, this may get a little dark, but this one resonates with me a lot. I grew up in a Caribbean household, so everybody in my family had to be some type of nurse or type of medical profession.
Especially in New York.
Right. I have a master's in nursing. Most people don't know that. But I went into a really bad depression because my whole family kept pushing me to like become a doctor, and that's not what I wanted. So for at least about 5 years, I had a really bad depression of where like I didn't want to do anything because I was so worried about what society or what my family wanted me to be instead of like what my passion was. How I created myself, I started a podcast. I'm the person that you see now is not the person that I was before. All the jokes and the sarcasm and the, intelligent person. I used to be very shy and quiet. And I took what society thought I should be and created to what society will see me as now. Hey, Ace.
Okay. I didn't know that. That was wild.
Yeah.
There he is.
You don't give me
Ari, when have you recreated?
I don't know how many times I done recreated myself. I created myself from a man to a girl. So I mean,
Yo, that's a good.
Oh no.
We done did a lot of
girl
damn
to a boss
recreation.
bitch.
We done did a girl
Okay.
a girl to a woman, a woman to a boss bitch. I done recreated myself so many times. Now I'm allowing people to, and Rosa knows this, like I'm allowing people to see a different side of me, and that's the vulnerable side. That's something I've never allowed people to see. I've never allowed people to see me without my hair done, without makeup on. I never allowed people to see that because I felt like that was for my lover. That was for those close friends. That was for my inner circle. It was none of nobody else's business what I looked like when the makeup was off or what I looked like with the hair not done. I felt like that was none of nobody's business. And now I'm rebranding myself, recreating myself so people can know when that boss bitch come back, you know the real me now. You know the vulnerable side of me. But she's about to be gone. So I'll be back to who.
Can I ask you something? Do you think that is a successful law to keep in power is to recreate yourself?
Yes. Because you're gonna have to become who you were sent here to be. Gonna have to recreate yourself more than one time, more than two times, more than three times. Because if this person don't work, then you have to create yourself over and over again. I don't believe none of us will stay as we are today for the rest of our life.
And then let me say something too. Let me add to what Ari was saying. I feel as if that recreating yourself is always important because a lot of times who we are or who we used to be would not get us through the door. So you have to recreate yourself because if you really think about it, if everybody was just in black and white and looking at paperwork and stuff like that, it's so many successful convicted felons who have recreated themselves. And they're artists and they're rappers and they're business owners and they're football players' wives or they're football players. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is they're not a product of where they were, but where they want to be. So I feel like rebranding is always necessary, and rebranding is even necessary when it comes to relationships, because so many people, when you think that, oh, how does this person last for 20 years and 30 years? Because every year they're recreating something. Either they're eating healthier this year, or they're getting fat next year. The third year they might want to get a BBL. The fourth year they might want to get muscles and pecs. You know what I'm saying? Look how Milan was like small and petite, and then now he looks like the Hulk. So I feel as if that recreation is always important. And I mean, and when you know the final look and what is it that you want to be looked as, then that's the goal that you're trying to get to. Next month she might be a tranny with muscles and do the thing where they do the bodybuilding.
You're a kid.
You're a kid. Milan, well, you a dope dude, but I couldn't picture you as a trans woman. That's no shade. Milan, have you had to ever recreate yourself? Do you feel like you're the same person that you were? Like, have you always been consistent? Like, how have you?
I don't feel like I'm the same person from fucking 30 minutes ago. Okay, I think recreating yourself is essential to success. Rebranding. Because you always have to change with society. You have to be observant to what's going on around you at all times. So what worked 10 years ago is not going to necessarily work 10 years later. You have to add on, you have to learn from your environment. And you know, some things, you know, that people kind of come to you for might not necessarily serve any purpose anymore. So now you gotta change it up and add on to it. You know, I've been in the barroom scene, I've been on reality TV, I've acted, I've made music, you know, it's just one of those things where you always got to move with the times until you know, you get it right. You know, like it's just I think Rick Rosa definitely has recreated himself and recreated himself every day when he puts on different brags and wigs and you know and all that. And I'm not saying that's a key. I'm being dead ass. Like, you know, yes, it's Hell's Kitchen at first, but now it's a whole nother thing because it's a whole nother entity. And I enjoyed the new entity, unlike Demi, way more than I enjoyed it with Lady Red. I think Lady Red served her purpose for Rick Rose's success. I think Jason Lee, Supa, myself, because remember me and Rick Rosa, we were the first two bitches. I was the first bitch she thought she was gonna get into it with on the app. But you know, JB's, I think we all serve a purpose, but I also don't think Rick Rosa is the same person that she was when me and her was arguing with each other a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very essential for all of us to be able to recreate ourselves and become better. And a lot of people who y'all see don't recreate themselves, y'all be like, bitch, she look like she's stuck in the 60s. She look old. Like, what is going on? Like, look at them pictures. Look at that cell phone they still using. People still using Androids and shit. Bitch, get with the program. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for everything. So.
And I want to charge Milan. Milan is definitely right also because when we were getting into it back in the day, my thing was, I think when I was getting to it with people, I was going off of emotion, and my emotion would be like I would eat, sleep, and shit thinking about how to outthink them 5 steps ahead. So I would go like weeks and weeks thinking like, bitch, I'm gonna get her. Like, how can I destroy her? How can I, you know what I'm saying? Where in this moment, I don't give a fuck about destroying anybody because I feel as if my words are gonna destroy you. You know, where I was trying to take more action back then, where now I'm less action and I'm more verbiage. And then with him, I feel as if that he definitely recreates himself because now it's like this is when I met this person. When he wants to go dark, we don't get to see Milan, we see David. So I feel like he recreated that character, you know what I'm saying, where it gives him an outlet to go dark.
Because bitch, I realize you have to go dark on this app. You got.
I just want to say I've watched Milan where I know that he used this law because he may not even know that I know, but I watched him create himself into a superhero and then create himself into a villain, and then he went back to the superhero when he made his comics. One minute he was like a superhero, then he turned back into a villain, then he turned back into a superhero. And I feel like that probably applies to his everyday life where he has to go back and forth because the comic was very interesting. I always wonder why he stopped, but it was very interesting.
COVID. Now that I got my coin, maybe I'm gonna pick it back up. COVID stopped it. The production company, everything.
COVID fucked up everything, yo, bro. All right. Shit, I use this law. I'm fucking.
Oh no! Oh, y'all was gonna say that. Yeah, we go ahead, Sally. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm chasing. Yeah. I don't even know what she is. Yeah, I'm chasing his. All right.
No, I want to challenge you because you don't ever tell us your perspectives. So I want to challenge you. The reason I want to challenge you is because when we met you on this app, you were a sugar daddy. You were a paymaster taking care of a grown man and buying them cars. And those, due to the verbiages that you were using, a lot of people felt as if that when you called people bums and things of that nature, you were doing it in a racist act because that's the narrative that they were putting on you. But I feel like in a year later, it's not that people might not like you, but they do tolerate you. And I feel like with tolerating you, then it gives them a moment like, okay, I'm gonna tolerate her, and then you win them over. In the midst of winning them over is because they get to understand your mindset. They get to see your real personality and your characteristics and how giving of a person you are, and not really from a sugar daddy standpoint, but just as a caring person. You get what I'm saying? And then I also feel as if that you recreated yourself where instead of trolling more and speaking from a hurt perspective. Now you're speaking on actual facts, and that's how we're having 48 laws of power now. So you let the hurt go, where now we're getting back to the bag and what it is that you're using and why you're using it and the verbiages, and it's all coming back to the 48 laws of power.
Period. And I took my power back, and I want to thank you, Rosa, because you were an essential part of that. So, you know, for real, as a friend. So, you know, I'm glad that I met somebody like you. And you know, and you know, I just got into my hobby, and I wanted to like kind of like showcase my hobby. And I think anybody who knows birds, like whether they're parrots or crows, like you know, I feel like they definitely feed off your energy. Like you know, Milan, you've been in New York. How many pigeons you see sitting like right next to? They usually fly away. You know what I'm saying? When
I
it sits
see
on
a
my
million
shoulder.
pigeons,
So
but yeah, they always are flying away from you. They don't be coming to you now. That's for sure.
yeah, so like you know, so I did rebrand and like I you know like because can't nobody say I don't have content. Like you know I got the birds, I got the family. Yeah, this is a pigeon. I own 150 of them. I have a coop out here in New York City. So I kind of leave my birds with me because like it became part of my Vigo character. Where yo Rosa, I could cam up, and if I'm not with a bird, they're like, yo, where's your bird? You know what I'm saying? So like that's why like I make it like an essential part of when I am cammed up. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna get to the next law, and y'all run this panel up like you like we not reading each other. We just chilling, having an adult conversation, and there is a place for that on Bigo. You know what I'm saying? So like y'all always say that nobody has content, and we like people got together and had a civil conversation. There was no reading on this panel. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Everybody in the comments, just share the live. Share the live, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get back to 1,000 views. We're number 3 on the heat list.
Thank you, Rico Christopher. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Tasha K. Thank you, Sally.
All right, so this is the last law tonight because we're gonna have a love show at 10:30, which is for the love of Sally. So this is law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Surrender before you are about to be defeated. This buys you more time to plot your revenge and to torment your conqueror. By surrendering, you deny them the satisfaction of destroying you. In doing so, you make the act of surrender a tool of power. By yielding your game, you gain the upper hand because you lull your opponent into believing they have defeated you, even as you plot their downfall. This confuses your opponents and means they are unlikely to act aggressively against you. So, guys, I want to know, when have you actually transformed your weakness into power? So, Ari, I'm going to start.
Well, let me go first because I just want to.
Oh, you want to go first?
Yeah, let me go first. So,
go ahead.
A couple of weeks ago, you know, everybody knew that I had a television show called Bad Boys ATL. That was the name of the show. But I knew that that was going to be an issue for certain individuals. So I allowed them to do all of the things that they thought was going to be necessary for them to do. And then boom, I changed the name, Hot Boys ATL. So when we actually went to court about that and about a group of other things, they lost because their biggest argument was my name, but I changed my name on my own recognizance, so they lost that. And then the other things that they were trying to sue me for, they lost that too. And so this is a very important law because the strategy of making someone think that you're surrendering to them or to their needs and really using it against them to beat them is a very tactical situation. And for weeks and weeks and weeks before we went to court, after I changed my name, they were running around saying, Milan's so scared. You know, we made him change his name. The lawyers were coming after him and he changed his name. And then we got to court, and guess who actually won the case?
Period.
It's very important. I think this law is so dope. So dope. It's so dope. It's so dope. It's so dope. It's so dope. So, yeah. And hold on 1 second. There's a bitch under their Fufu page, so I just want to show them.
You got
something.
admin. Kick them. You got admin.
No, I don't want to kick them. I don't want to kick them. I want to show them who won because they said not me. But give me 1 second. Let me cam up. Let me flip my camera around. Who won?
We can't really see. It's kind of blurry in the line.
It shouldn't be that blurry. I can see it very clear. It says, "Bro, we won," and it's from.
On our end.
I see it. I see it.
There it is.
And then let's just open it up so we can read it from the arbitrator. Okay. Since there is insufficient evidence of either irreparable injury or hardship regarding the exclusivity period, the motion for preliminary injunction is what? In bold letters from the judge?
Denied. Period.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how it works. You know, this is a really, really dope law. I fucks with it. That's all.
All right. Demi, when have you used your weakness to and you know when have you used this law?
I can't be no fake bitch. I'm about to use Malone and Ari's word. I think this is the one that I just didn't give a fuck about. Because you can't push me in no corner and make me feel weak. I always got a plan. So I really haven't experienced fully a situation where I let the person think like I yielded to them and give them a 1-2. I'm too tactical for that. So hopefully I experience it soon.
So that was real simple. Ari, when have you used this?
It's so funny because I used this law at a very young age. If anybody have watched my lives before, everybody know that I was raped and molested from the age of 7 to the age of 13, which is when I ran away from home. And when I ran away from home, I wanted that person to think that they won and they pushed me away. Even as I got older, I wanted that person to think they won when I decided to allow them to see a weakness and allow them to see me go to mental health or whatever. And then boom, I used that and transitioned to who I am today. And I slay the fuck out of that person every time I see them because they don't know how to handle me no more. They don't know how to handle the fact of they thought they destroyed me, that I would leave home at a young age and get strung out on drugs or be an alcoholic. And instead, I used that as a stepping stone and turned into a boss bitch.
Period. Rosa.
Oh, girl, I was about to say everybody.
But you know, we got a love show, and Chi started the love show, so I was like, "Yo, give me a few." You know what I'm saying?
The surrender tactic for me would have been. I said this before. So I had a friend. I actually ended up working with them for like 5 years. In the midst of working with them for 5 years, they actually helped me out because when I ended up moving to Atlanta, I moved to Atlanta to become a publicist. So in the midst of becoming a publicist, that was my version of rebranding myself because I know I had the talents. I know what I love to do. I've worked with Wilhelmina Agency in Miami. So when it comes to like modeling, scouting, doing EPKs, doing press kits, that's something that I know how to do. So in the midst of that, that person gave me an opportunity to work with them where I can grow and get my own name out there. You get what I'm saying? And when it came to the situation where I feel as if that mentally, it doesn't have to be what the viewers see, but mentally I outgrew them. And the reason I say I outgrew them is because when you're doing that type of work, you start feeling complacent and you feel like you've made it, but it's always somebody hungrier than you. It's always someone hungrier than you. So it came to the point where even how Lady Red and Tay is going at it, where sometimes um the assistant want to challenge the wizard, you know. And then we got to a situation where we were gonna go at it and things of that nature. And normally everybody knows if I'm going at it with you, I'm gonna be public, I'm gonna be boisterous, I'm gonna be loud, I'm gonna make a scene, I'm bringing the bells, the whistles, the firecrackers, you know, I'm gonna give production. But in this situation, I surrendered. And the reason I surrendered is because I got to a humbling point in my life where it became like, you can't really attack or go against or try to want to play the defame game with someone who gave you an opportunity. So I bow down graciously, and I feel as if that by me doing it that way, me and that person is still cool. So even when I have like clients, or if I have something that I'm doing for somebody and I do still need their resource, I'm able to still go out there and reach out to that person, and that person does help me once in a blue moon. But if I had ruined that relationship, it would be nothing to go back to. And I feel like in life, what we don't understand is sometimes the people that you hate and sometimes the people that you despise or have hatred for have the key to your next chapter. It's not a random stranger. It's your enemy that has the keys to your next chapter. And you have to forgive. You have to not hold grudges, and you have to not be in a hateful state, because you need to be able to always go back to those relationships, because those are the people that might give you a landing hand. So I felt like I surrendered graciously, and I didn't have to compromise the relationship in the 5 years that we've built, connecting and building with one another, and just me having an opportunity to rebrand myself.
Amen,
But if that
Rosa.
bitch did come for me, I would have took her down, because I got my receipts. But I did it the right way.
Yo, you okay? Period, Rosa. Yo, run this panel up, y'all. We finished all laws. Yo, guys, thank you.
Yes, this is so good. This is like a therapy for the bitches that's you know how they says lonely at the top. No shade mentally, it don't have to be financially. For the bitches that are at the top, this is like therapy session for us. No shade.
Yeah. But y'all all came down, so that's probably why we ain't good gifted like we should have. But
fuck them, they felt the feeling. I'm like,
yo, guys, yo, thank you. Yo, Chi started that damn live without even like saying like, "Oh, Sal, you gotta."
You know, she don't play no games. She's a on time type of set.
No,
hey Junior.
No, but the thing was, we were originally for 10:30. Like, I had a flyer made. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is so crazy. Like, you know, like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know, we was 10:30 originally because it was for the love.
She goes by Army time. But yes, I had a good time. Y'all definitely run up the panel.
This was fun.
We will see you guys next month.
Demi, you're definitely invited to. Yes, I'm gonna.
Thank you for having me.
Panel.
You said what?
Oh, you're not do the panel bi-weekly, so I would love to have you on the next panel, Ari, Demi. The next person will be Dre Baby on the hot seat. Dre Baby will be welcome to the 48 Laws of Power panel. So I already spoke to him. So it will be Milan. Milan, you good for the next panel?
Of course. I love these panels.
Milan, Rick Rosa, Ari, Demi, and Dre Baby on the next panel. So I already confirmed it with him. And Pastor P will be in October as well. So, so we're gonna bring y'all content. And, well, Ari will be on the panel. So, okay, so y'all, I'm gonna chill. You know, we're gonna chill out for a few. I'm gonna run. Get y'all favorite hosts, and you know, we have a few minutes, and then I got to switch over to Chi-Chi's live for the love of Sally, who's gonna win $1,000 cash app and a trip to New York, Milan. I'm gonna give them the Sally experience, Milan, because those dudes really deserve it. You should have seen. They gave me all kinds of. Yo, let me show you something, Milan.
You can't do that.
Don't show that. I mean, he kind of showed it earlier before everybody got in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Nah, because I was in my
What did he
pussy.
do?
We don't know who it's from though, so
He showed what?
Look
The
what
gift
look
thing.
what one it is.
Tonight is date night, so they have to like present bouquet of flowers, so they sent flowers to his house.
Oh, okay.
That's cute.
Area.
Who was on the music?
Yo, did y'all like the show, y'all?
What
The
else you mean?
views, y'all
Yeah,
loved
but
it?
you
Y'all
almost
liked
get
it?
nah.
The music
Y'all like
kind of
the-
loud.
Follow you back.
Oh, my bad.
Y'all like the show, y'all? Period.
Yes.
Actually, thank you, Shonda. Who's all like who's all?
Oh, so far it's Butter. The left ones is Butter. It's Foreign. It's Worthy, and it's
That's it. It's only 3.
Oh, it's 3. Oh shit. I liked
Yeah,
it.
all 3.
I liked it. Hardhead. Hardhead was yesterday.
But he fucked up my song, Milan. X Factor by Lauryn Hill. He
Oh
didn't
my
know the
god,
words.
dude.
Yeah, like but you know,
That hurts fellas feeling.
yeah, love this show. Can't wait. Yes, it's the bi-weekly panel. Make sure you guys all following me. I do bird watching in the morning, so you guys make sure you guys do watch me. And you know what I mean?
I think
Yeah,
you should
make sure you
rebrand and go out in New York streets and like zoom in on niggas' dicks.
No way.
And
Oh,
be
like bird
watching.
watching.
Bird watching.
Yeah.
That's cute. Like trade hunting. That could be
Yes.
that could be another one too. Oh, that's cute.
Milan, everybody don't got a print like you.
But what if the
Okay.
niggas start punching him, bitch, when they see that he's oh, he get killed like Dre Baby. Oh, 3 milli kill Sally. 3 milli kill Sally.
Was in my
Bitch, I love
I just
it.
ordered a rib tip dinner. It's gonna be so
I
good. I
never
can't wait.
caught it. I never caught it.
I ain't order no food yet. I'm hungry too.
No, this is yes. I usually do it bi-weekly, but I do pick like different days and stuff. So we did September 11th, and we did today. So I wanted to close out the month on a positive note. But it seems like all of y'all hit quotas, so I'm glad that at least I got some beans. But y'all were all cammed down. Y'all probably would have been gifted more. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was more heartfelt.
I would say
Yeah,
it
no,
was
listen.
done off. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So
I think it was genuine. Like I felt like no pressure. You know what I'm saying? So I had a whole picture
Mhm.
flying back and forth from my head. But you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm excited about date night. Milan, you should definitely view it. They're trying, they these are people that are earning my coin. Like they're me shaking the purse.
I love it.
Paymasters.
Paymasters Unite.
Okay.
Milan was a paymaster too. Y'all just don't know it.
Never, bitch.
Girl, Milan, you know how many bitches? Milan, we're not talking about for sex, baby. We're talking about, how many bitches you don't even drink. And you be bringing these fucking leeches and be buying 10 bottles of Casamigos and having them have a good time. That's still a form of paymaster. Yes, baby.
No.
Don't let the word fuck you up. It's not bad. That means you're ahead of the mass.
Oh, well, yeah, I do that all the time. I guess I am.
When you look at that credit card bill and it says, bitch, $10,000 on liquor, bitch, it's like, I don't even fucking drink.
Yeah, that was one of my New Year's resolutions. Not for the rest of the year, but next year I'm not gonna do that. I'm not.
Yeah, bitch.
Like these bitches, they're gonna have to at least put some money on. Like
my thing is, you can still give them the experience where y'all get the VIP, y'all get the bitch instead of the chicken, instead of the liquor, there's gonna be food here. Cause you love to eat. It's gonna be crab cakes. It's gonna be baby lamb chops. It's gonna be, but y'all want liquor, y'all take your ass to the motherfucking bar because that's not the experience y'all getting.
Yes, like it doesn't serve me any purpose.
Right. I'll nurture y'all like a father, but I'm not gonna be a sugar daddy and keep buying you liquor until you get fucked up because I ain't getting no dick at the end of the night. Y'all get to go home with y'all dates anyway.
Let me tell you, I could be a sugar daddy like to from New York to Atlanta, but let me tell you, Milan, sugar for me is very dangerous. Okay, like you fucking get diabetic coma fucking with me.
Yes, ma'am. Sugar from you will get a bitch car. What they always say, when you want to get a bitch car fucked up, you put what? Sugar in the tank.
Okay, diabetic
So
coma fucking diabetic shot fucking with me.
That sugar will fuck you up, bitch.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
so that's
Blue.
what I'm saying. So, yo, guys, so I'm actually about to end this panel. So, because she
No,
does have
send
a
me
panel.
those for
I gotta
Shoot.
recharge. I was waiting for Kelly. I gotta recharge. But I send this to you, Milan. I'm gonna recharge again, like during the night. Are you going on live?
Yeah, that bitch ain't not going. That bitch not finna go live.
I gotta get
No,
this
she
last
may-
10
she may-
dragons.
She
Well,
Milan made his quota, but no,
Where
I
you
will
at,
get- I
Rick
will get
Rosa,
to
for
that.
your quota? Did you hit your million yet?
Yeah, I hit my million yesterday.
Okay, good.
Come on, pick them. Yo, y'all are so corny. I did.
Remind you, the girls talking that I'm trading. Bitch, I don't even motherfucking trade.
Yo, y'all so.
Bitch,
Y'all,
I don't even trade. Everything I said, I don't ever be counting. Who's
No
gonna
way.
give me what back? So like,
I say, like, even with this, you could tell the losers when they're losing, bitch, you could tell those loser ass bitches because now it's an excuse why they haven't hit their millie. So they're like, oh, she's trading because she got host in her family. Bitch, you know, I did a PK, only 5 people in my family showed up out of 148. So how the
Oh
fuck
my
I'm
God.
trading when only 5 people showed up? Like it was other people like Dre Steels and other people from other families that showed up to my PK and my supporters and certain of my family members that were up. But bitch, if you talking about trading, it ain't no trade because the people that I pour into all month ain't fucking show up. Bitch, if I was waiting to beat and this is why I say strategic, because my thing is y'all saying, oh, we wanted you to PK Lady Red. No, bitch, I'm not putting my chance of public humiliation in case I PK this bitch and then you guys are asleep, or bitch, I would not have been taking no I'm sorry. It would have been no I'm sorry.
Because I'm not taking no L's, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not taking no L's. No, bitch, I'm not PKing her. And then you bitches on all these promises, and then bitch, the PK night comes and I don't motherfucking win. Oh baby, it will be hell, and it wouldn't be hell with the people on the app.
Yo, Rosa.
Mhm. I already know.
Yeah,
That's why I don't
Milan,
listen to
thank
the
you.
mass.
See you guys over
she's
there.
calling.
Yeah,
Bye,
see you
guys.
over there, Milan.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll see you over there.
So where's the live
Take
at? It's who's live?
Chi King Banji,
King Banji. Okay.
Banjii.
I'll see y'all over there.